Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. Bitcoin fork is here and gone. That event has occurred. There's actually another one in a couple of weeks regarding the SegWit 2x Bitcoin fork, but we'll deal with that then. Right now, what we have is Bitcoin fork is completed. Bitcoin's down about 5%, and the rest of the market is running pretty good. The rest of the market's running pretty good here. Couple things to keep an eye out for are coins that are stronger than others. That can give you a little bit of an indicator as to what they're accumulating on this basically day one of a bottom. Okay, so I'm going to call this day one of the bottom. I don't know if this is actually the first day, but it looks to be that way. So we have Ethereum, which has bounced really nice off the lows and some pretty good volume and holding highs up here, which is good. But if you look back here, Ethereum kind of has a history of spiking up and coming down, so wait for this consolidation to break to the upside before you get in. Ripple, a lot of these kind of have a lot of the same patterns. Remember how strong Ripple was? Let me zoom out to give you some perspective. This is a 2-hour chart. Remember how strong Ripple was on these upward movements? We may get another one of those up here, down from these lows. There's a lot of coins putting in kind of these bottoming patterns. Time and time again, which is good for long-term accumulation. Even though the price has come all the way down, the volume is still positive, so longer term these are good charts. These are very good charts. And this is basically the first bounce in the move. You know how I always tell you never to buy the first bounce, always buy on the breakout, right? Well, Litecoin, we do have a bit of a base here, and so this would not be a first buy if you were to buy here going forward. Again, always have a stop loss. Place in mind a stop loss percentage. But if you're not going to trade these, if you want to hold these for longer term from here, because going forward there's really no major macro events holding us from going forward. The Bitcoin fork was the big, fork in the road, if you will. And so now that that's passed, it's kind of clear skies ahead for the market to do what it wants to do. So that's what it's doing here. And we're going to look for coins that are stronger than others. Like we have IOTA up 25%. Just reaching for that 50-cent level, all the way down from 35 cents at this low of the past couple of days. Look at that crazy low in IOTA, breaking this longer term trend line in some pretty good volume too. So we've been waiting for this longer term trend line to break for quite some time, actually, ever since it formed this high. We've drawn this trend line. I actually had to extend it this morning on my charts, and we've pierced that to the upside. Volume is increasing again, which is good. That's a good sign for IOTA. So IOTA is game on again, in my opinion, and it looks pretty good from here. So there's Omisego as well. Looks pretty good from here. We have really good volume, kind of a triple bottom situation at the extreme lows over here, breaking this longer term trend line, continuing to the upside, which is very good for Omisego. Neo as well. Neo's a bit of a different story, not really breaking any trend lines, but it did have a nice base here that was pretty much all green, which is very rare to see. I'm not sure if it's my chart setup or what, but an all green base, which is very rare. And so up we go from here. So LSK as well looking pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Up about 20%. One of the few that are up 20%. You want to look for leading coins that have a lot of strength, show some accumulation, show some bottoming patterns. That's pretty much what we see in many of these coins at this moment in time. Stratus had a pretty good bottoming formation here. Lots of volume overall down here at the lows. If you look at this big red spike and over, the volume signature is higher than it has been in previous to the rundown. You kind of see here, it's starting to arc back up here, which could be good. So hopefully we can get moving upward in Stratus, maybe come up and kind of retest this level, which is 90%. You're going to see some really good moves from here. Be strategic with your picks, however. You don't just want to pick anything. You don't want to pick things that you quote unquote like. You want to pick coins that are behaving really well. ARK is not really behaving well, but it's not down as low as a lot of the coins are. So this may be a player. There was one a little bit earlier here that I know a lot of people in the chat room were talking about. And when I say chat room, I mean the live stream, the chat room in the live stream. See if I can remember. I know Mona is up quite a bit. Mona's up 30% today, which is good, out of this nice bigger base. Okay, Mona consolidating at this moment in time, which is healthy. PKB up 45%, but it has a history of spiking up, so this may just be kind of short-lived. We'll have to wait and see there. IOP up about 38%, 40%. So you're seeing some of these prior winners come back and showing some strength more than others. Like Fun not doing crazy well, it up 11%, but the chart isn't doing much. Aeon, you got up 21%, a little bit better. The chart looks like it's kind of has the similar bottoming pattern, but lack of volume here. There's lack of volume on Aeon, so you want to look for volume, kind of leading you forward. Like that bottoming pattern in Neo is very exciting for me. Just kind of based on the fact that it kind of has a base with all green volume. That's very interesting. Also, double topping right here, which is a good place to pause. And maybe could put a nice little cup with handle in here for us to push higher out of this trend line right here. So there we go. The fork has occurred. We've all survived pretty much unscathed. Bitcoin still at 5,600 though. Still with all of this money flowing into altcoins, Bitcoin is still at 5,600. That is showing extreme strength. Don't know if it's going to. I don't think it's just going to crash. Looks like we consolidate, maybe have some choppy behavior like we did over here, and then maybe we continue higher on another leg. We'll just kind of have to wait and see, but we're well above 5,000. We're below 6,000, which is overall very healthy action. So all the altcoins are looking really good right here. If you've been holding some coins, hoping for a rally, this is the first leg of the rally. Hopefully it can continue, and then when the next Bitcoin fork happens in a couple of weeks, maybe we get a little bit more of a rally. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Apologize for not posting the past few days. I've been very busy. I actually will continue to be busy, but I will post as I see market moves and I see changes and trends and directions and things. And I'll try to live stream as much as I can. I do plan on a live stream today, and I hope to see you guys then. All right, have a good day.